Hey guys, it's Sandy. So I'm going to show you how to make a super easy, basic granola bar with just some ingredients that you probably have in your cabinet right now. So the base of it's going to be oats and peanut butter for the sticky. We've got fiber, we've got protein in it, we've got some sweetness from the honey. We're going to put add-ins in here of nuts and seeds and some dried fruit. And this is just super easy. I wanted to share this. I'm getting ready to go on a trip. My husband and I are going down to Mexico and we're going to be getting on a plane, and I always like to have some kind of food with me on the plane, something easy, something that's going to make me feel good. But I'm one of those people that I like to travel with food on a plane because you never know if you get stuck somewhere and you need food. So I'm making these. I'll take some with us. I'll put the rest in the refrigerator. They'll be fine until we get back, and then we'll be able to have the rest of them when we get back. So let me share this with you. Okay, so first thing we're going to use are oats. These are old-fashioned rolled oats. I don't need the quick oats kind. You need the old-fashioned rolled oats kind, and we're going to use 1 3/4 cup of oats. And then to this, I'm going to put my dry things in, which I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. We really like cinnamon, so I'm going to add just a little bit more. And then 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now I use the Redmond's real salt. Don't use table salt. It's the only thing you have, you can. But otherwise, use a good salt, like a Celtic salt or a Himalayan pink salt, or this real salt that I get from Utah. And then this is not in the recipe, but I'm just going to add some collagen in here, some powdered collagen. Just gives just a little bit more protein, but gives a little more nutrition to it. This is totally optional. You do not need to add this in, but I'm just going to add a couple scoops into mine. Now you just mix these up. And then right before I started this, I started a peanut butter mixture because I wanted to get it melted. So do the peanut butter mixture beforehand so it's ready on medium-low heat. Put in 1 cup of peanut butter. And we're just going to very lightly warm this just so that it pours easily. Then we're going to do 1/2 cup of honey. I'm using a raw honey here, and this creamy, all-natural peanut butter, no stir kind. And then just stir these two together and just let them slowly come together on real low heat. In the meantime, I'll get the dry ingredients ready. And now we're going to get our mix-ins ready. So the things we're going to add to it. So these are the things that I'm going to use. And you need 2 cups of whatever you want. I'm going to add almonds and walnuts because I have them. I'm going to add some sunflower seeds, some pumpkin seeds. You can add coconut if you like coconut, but I don't. And then I'm going to add some cranberries right at the end. So I need 2 cups total of mix-ins. I'm going to do the bigger nuts first. Just blitz this for a second to break them up a little smaller. There, you see I have smaller pieces now. And just to break the other things up a little bit smaller, I put some pepitas in there. I'm putting some sunflower seeds in. I'm going to put this dark chocolate in. And then I'm not putting these in yet. I'll put them in with our oatmeal. But let's just put these in, break them up just a little bit. This way we don't have big chunks of things in our granola bar. Literally just a couple seconds. So now that I have all of that blitzed together and kind of cut up into real smaller chunks, and if you have any bigger chunks in here, I saw like a piece of chocolate, just break it into a few tiny pieces. It's going to be fine. And then we're just going to mix all of this together. So let me get my peanut butter off the stove now. Now you can use chocolate chips, you can use any kind of dried fruit, you can add anything you want to this. This is yours. If you want almond butter or cashew butter instead of peanut butter, you make it the way you want to. You can use maple syrup or agave instead of honey. Honey is what I had, so that's what I'm using. And now you can see I'm just going to pour that mixture in here. It melted, but it's not hot now because I let it sit while I was getting the other stuff ready. So it's going to be able to mix in easily, but it's not going to melt the chocolate. And now I'm just going to mix this together. So first I'm going to use my spatula, and then I'll probably move over here to this fork. But that's it. It's this quick, this easy. They're no bake. We're going to put them in the refrigerator. Now, when you stick them in the refrigerator, you're going to have to leave them in there. An hour is the minimum amount of time. But if they sit for like 24 hours, then they're going to do even better because it gives time for the oats to soak up some of that honey and peanut butter and to not be so dry. You want to mix this until you don't see any dry oats remaining. So see how there's some oats still sitting on the bottom? I want to mix them all together. And if you see that it is too wet of a mixture, you can just add a few more oats. This one looks like it's going to be perfect. Okay, I'm going to switch over to the fork, mix it a little bit better. I might have to even use my hands. Oh, there's a big chunk of chocolate. See, if you find a big chunk, all you do is just break it in pieces. So now whenever you eat this, because those add-ins were broken up small, then it's not like I'm eating big chunks of nuts and seeds or anything. It's all mixed in there. You get all the nutrition, but not all the great big chunky bites. Now just take an 8x8 or 9x9 pan. I'm going to put parchment paper in here so it comes out easily. And then just stick it in the pan. And then just spread it out, and then we're going to push it down so it can sit in the refrigerator and the granola bars will get hard. And I just remembered I forgot to put in the cranberries. Since I'm going to add the cranberries for extra sweetness, I'm going to stick it back in here real quick. Now I'll do this again. So move it around evenly in your pan, and you've got to make sure it's smashed down good and even. Now, just to make it more even, I just took something that was round and flat. You could take a coffee cup, you could take whatever you want, and then I'm just going to push it down so that it's a nice, even bar. Okay, these are ready to go in the refrigerator. I'm going to cover them with aluminum foil. And then they'll stay in the fridge at least 1 hour, but the longer they stay, the more the oats will absorb the moisture, so they won't be sticky. So once you take them out of the refrigerator, you're just going to cut them into 8 bars. So first, I just take a knife and cut them in half, and then I kind of measure to make sure that I get somewhat even bars and cut them into 8 bars. You're going to need the parchment paper so that they don't stick together. So I use the same parchment paper and just cut them. Listen, you can leave these on the counter for a few days. You can keep them in the refrigerator for a few weeks, or you can keep them in the freezer for a few months. Okay, you guys, I hope you try this quick and easy recipe, packed full of nutrition, no bake, easy to make. Until next time, I'm out.